What up, YouTube? Welcome back to Tuesday morning. You might have got me. I don't recognize group or song. Do me a favor. I'm looking at Molotov Frijolero. That's slang. So I speak and understand some Spanish. So if this is in Spanish, I can make my way through it. But I'll see what we get here. I have no idea. Do me a favor and go throw Molotov some love. And go like, subscribe. And we'll see what this has to do with in a second here. If you like what I do, please like, comment down below, subscribe. Yeah, so that's a derogatory term for Mexican, right? In the English version of it is. So let's dive in what we got here. No idea. Got nothing. We got like a visualizer, okay?
Yo ya estoy hasta la madre de que me pongan sombrero. Escucha entonces cuando digo, no me llames frijolero. Y aunque exista algún respeto, no metamos las narices. Nunca inflamos la moneda, haciendo guerra a otros países. Te pagamos con petróleo o intereses nuestra deuda. Mientras tanto no sabemos quién se queda con la feria. Aunque nos hagan la fama de que somos vendedores de la droga que sembramos, ustedes son consumidores. Don't call me
So
green.
you're the consumers of. So they're talking about right now that we're not basically we're not taxing fuel. Basically saying that we're not doing most of the stuff that like you see a lot of these other countries doing. That we're sort of pigeonholed for being like drug suppliers, but like you guys are the consumers for that. Let me dive back in here. Hold on.
You beaner, stay on your side of that goddamn river. Don't call me gringo, you beaner.
And that's so yeah. Don't call me gringo. So that's where. So now they're all right.
No me digas beaner, Mr. Hetero. Te sacaré un susto por racista. Pero no me llames frijolero. Che gringo, hetero.
Now I wish I had a dime for every single time I've gotten stared down for being in the wrong side of town. In a rich man I'd be if I had that kind of chips. Lately I wanna smack the mouths of these racists. Podrás imaginarte desde afuera ser un mexicano cruzando la frontera, pensando tu familia mientras que pasas, dejando todo lo que tú conoces atrás. Si tuvieras tú que esquivar las balas de unos cuantos gringos rancheros, le seguirás diciendo good for nothing wetback. Si tuvieras tú que empezar de cero. Now why don't you look down the way your feet is planted? The U.S. soil that makes you take shit for granted. If not for Santa Ana, just to let you know that where your feet are planted would be Mexico. Correcto.
Don't call me gringo, you beaner. Stay on your side of that goddamn river. Don't call me gringo, you beaner. No me digas beaner, Mr. Hetero. Te sacaré un susto por racista. Pero no me llames frijolero. Che gringo, hetero. Side of the goddamn river, don't call me gringo, you beaner. No me digas beaner, Mr. Hetero. Te sacaré un susto por racista, pero no me llames frijolero.
Interesting. Yeah. So this song is pointed directly at just outwardly like just racism toward Mexicans, and it's interesting. Like, so I grew up right next to this. I grew up in San Diego. It's a border town, right? You got Tijuana right there. Otay Mesa, like right where the border's at, is like I could get there from my house in 35 minutes, and we did often. Skip school, go down there during break or lunch, and go to Papa's and Beer, grab some tacos, grab a beer for it's cheaper. They're basically saying like we don't we're not the ones raising gas prices. We're not we're not doing a lot of the things that a lot of the world is. And we get this hate because we're literally like we're passing our families as we're going into the U.S. and we catch a ton of hate for that just because we're close by, right? They're the neighboring to the south, so they're going to be they're going to offend everybody, right? So they need to put a wall there and make that a lot more guarded than say Canada, for example. But and they didn't bring that up. I'm just using that as a rough reference, um, but it's essentially it's like they say they'd prefer stay in Mexico. They don't have the same opportunity. So they literally are going to America to make some money to then send to their family. And by the way, for the most part, like especially well, growing up where I grew up, like you see them taking on jobs that most a lot of Americans wouldn't do for the dollars that they would do them for and doing a better job at it. So I feel like that's how that's in that kind of what America was built on, right? Is just doing a good job at something and getting paid for your work and being welcome to do so and earn a living. And then the one thing that, like I said, the one thing they brought up was the drug aspect, but that's not even that as much like Mexico as it is, other parts of South America supplying it. And they're also saying that we consume more of that than they do. It's true. Um, but it's just like well, I don't know about now. I'm sure it's the same. I'm sure it's probably worse. I haven't been over there in a while. But there was a lot of racism around it. Just it kind of got overlooked. I don't know. I didn't in my particular town. Like I didn't really. You see it, but like I don't know. I choose not to really take part in it. But it's very very prevalent. Just any town that's bordering, right? And I'm in Arizona, so albeit north, right? So I'm in Phoenix, which is a good few hours from the border. Um, but it's same thing. There's still it's a lot of there's this there's this weird kind of connotation when it comes to Mexicans, and it's sort of ingrained in our heads just because like this sort of like anti border jumpers cross the rivers, etc., etc. That's been instilled in us from our higher ups, just to just outwardly dislike everything about it. And there's a lot of stereotypes that aren't necessarily fair that go along with that. um like we go down there and it's a party to us, right? You can drink at 18. Everything's cheaper, food's probably better. Beaches probably prettier when you get south. Um, and it's like a paradise. You get closer to the equator, it's warmer, water's warmer, etc., etc. So we go down there to vacation. They come here or try to work. And they don't want anything to do with us really. Just do a job that somebody else might not for a little bit less. Go back home and feed your family, right? Interesting. And that's this, by the way, this applies to, I think, people universally. Just that because they bring up the fuel and they bring up other things like that. Just that we all are from a culture that probably has, something within our past, that you could pick out and say, what the fuck? Um, So it's more so kind of like the my message is my takeaway is kind of like we're all human. So I'll just leave it there. We're all human. We can choose to get along. We can choose to hate. Um, Ultimately, it's a choice, but it's tough when you grow up in when there's societal set stereotypes that pigeonhole a class or or a race or a gender or a and this shit's instilled from ages on ages on ages, centuries on centuries. So um and there's a lot I could get into historically to that kind of has paved the way for these issues. But I don't got that time on this video. Anyways, go throw Molotov some love. Yeah, you got me there. Haven't heard of that. But I don't even know if they have subtitles on this, to be honest. If you watch it back, watch it with subtitles. They're unavailable. Never mind, don't. Then just listen to what I said and just assume that I'm right. Um, but anyways, yeah, we'll cut it there. Like if you like, please comment down below. Subscribe, and we'll catch you on